And here's the video review, kicking things off for eHobby Junkion Scrap Heap. He's the same mold as wreck-gar, with some, obviously some paint differences, and he does have a new head, which we'll look at in robot mode. But a nice motorcycle. It's one of the better motorcycles we've gotten in Transformers. Does have a kickstand that can flip up, although he obviously can't support himself without the kickstand out. And I love how his weapon forms the exhaust pipe in the inner wheel here. It doesn't spin with this, but I think it's neat the way it comes up and forms the exhaust pipe for the bike. Now he is a benefit. He's a much more drab color scheme than wreck-gar. He's not as bright or colorful, but it's a nice motorcycle paint job. And of course, unlike some of the other repaints in these sets, where people like with something like Hot Rod and the three Decepticons are all getting transformed or reformatted into new forms, he's just kind of another Junkion, and I like that the fact they give us a kind of a troop builder. Although you're not going to want to buy these sets just for this guy to troop build, because they aren't cheap sets, and since they're sold out, they'll probably end up going for even more down the road. I think Hasbro still, as far as I know, is planning on releasing a Junkion remold, so use that one for troop building. But he's nice to have this another Junkion to join the forces with wreck-gar, and you can actually have. I know everybody was big on that. You can actually have wreck-gar. His legs up. You can hold on to the handle. You actually have wreck-gar ride Scrap Heap here, or vice versa. You could transform wreck-gar into a motorcycle and have Scrap Heap ride him, which is kind of cool, like they were in the movie. So it's nice to have more than one Junkion and not just a straight repaint. Unlike every other figure in the sets is just a straight repaint of the previous figures, and this one gets the remolded head to make it an entirely different character, which is nice. So yeah, on the robot, I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about vehicle mode, aside from the fact that this soft rubber warps really easily. I just hit it with a hairdryer. If yours is, because this was actually way more warped than this earlier. But if you just hit it with a hairdryer and then run it under some cold water while holding it in the position you want, it should fix it. So let's move on to robot mode. And here's Scrap Heap in robot mode. As you can see, it's not really any different than wreck-gar aside from paint. And the new head. And he does have a nice new head with a little mask there and red eyes. He does have clear light piping back here, and then it's painted over red for the visor. So you don't really get the light piping effect, but it does give him red eyes and just a neat looking. It lets him have red eyes without having a whole red back of the head back here. His cannons are red. Just some changes. Now, one of the things, the complaints I do have here, and apparently it's been doing it on my wreck-gar too, and I just haven't noticed, is you can see there's a stress mark already there inside the hand. And honestly, I tried, before I even tried plugging this into his hand like this, I tried just, because I'd heard about the issue, I tried just sliding this in gently, and just doing that already gave him a stress mark. So at that point I just said, screw it, he can hold it like normal. Now, it's not a deep stress mark. It's a very superficial stress mark. It doesn't look, as long as you're not super rough with it, it's just a stress mark right there. It doesn't look like it's eventually going to tear through his hand unless I get really rough with it. It's just, there's just a little bit too much material in there. And it seems, like I said, I didn't realize it on my wreck-gar, but it's been doing it for months on my wreck-gar. So, obviously it's not a huge issue. I've taken wreck-gar's weapon out many times, and, have not broken the hands, and it doesn't need, like I said, it's the same type of superficial stress mark on wreck-gar as well. It doesn't go any deeper than just the surface, so I'm not super worried about it, but it is a little bit of a complaint and a little bit of an issue. Certainly something you want to watch out for if you do care about such things. But all in all, I don't have any serious complaints. I like the asymmetry of the mold. I think it works. I do wish, despite the fact that I like the asymmetry, I wish they'd maybe made this wheel stay up here and this wheel come onto this leg over here. I just think it's having both wheels end up on the same side just makes him a little too heavy over on this side. it's nice. Like I said, I like the fact that they made him different. You know, they made the Junkions asymmetrical because I think it fits their characters. I just wish maybe like this wheel could have stayed up here on this arm and this one down on the leg. Still be asymmetrical, but maybe balance out that weight there. And by I'm more talking visual weight. It's not really any heavier on this side. He's not falling over. I just think it would balance it out visually a little bit if one wheel ended up on the other side. But that's more of a complaint with the mold than with this specific figure. And then there's a quick size comparison, quick visual comparison with wreck-gar. You can just see the differences. Wreck-gar is obviously much more noticeable, a much brighter paint scheme with the orange and the grays and the kind of yellowy oranges. He has the reveal the shield sticker as opposed to the little Tamboed Autobot symbol. But they're basic, you know. They look different enough to make it cool. You know, I wouldn't mind having both of these on the shelf at the same time. Sometimes with the repaints, I don't like having two of the same character, but these guys are different enough that I wouldn't mind doing it with these. So yeah, just give you a brief turnaround here. They did paint the back of this silver. It looks more like an engine in vehicle mode, although the red on the other side doesn't help. Excuse me. So yeah, like I said, I think he's the one, you know, the most changed for the set, but not really worth picking up just for him. I know people want to troop build Junkions, and if you want to build a Junkion army, by all means, you're probably going to want to add this guy to your set. But you're not going to want to buy multiples of the set just for more of him. Especially since one of the, I think, Made in Japan, or one of the customizers on Transformer World, or TFW 2005, has made a bunch of various armor pieces that snap on, like over the chest. Maybe even a couple of different heads. I'm not sure on that, but like some armor pieces that snap on various parts to make at least 3 or 4 different looking Junkions. Really cool. So check that out. It's made in Japan. It's probably over in Radicons over on TFW 2005. The sets themselves I got from TFsource, and they're sold out. Chances are they're probably not going to get back in stock, so I can't really link you to the product page since they're sold out. If they get any more in stock, I'll certainly add a live link down there if you want one. But they are having a huge spring sale right now, so you want to go check that out. There's a link down there in the video page. They've got a lot of good stuff on sale, pretty cheap. Not everything, but they got like Predaking and some bunch of other figures on sale. Also, like, get in and get a pre-order for Scouting Force X, the Perfect Effect reflector, because I don't know what the deal is with that, but those may end up being more limited than originally thought. So go over there and get one of those while you still can if you're at all interested in it. It should be coming out. It should be shipping later this week, so hopefully by early mid-next week we should be getting our not reflectors, whatever you want to call them, Scouting Party X. But yeah, there he is, eHobby Scrap Heap.